it's TCG here, and welcome back to another TCG battle video on my channel. Today we're going to be checking out the Zoroark deck that placed highest at the Pokemon TCG World Championships. We have, of course, this 60 that was actually piloted by Mateusz Łaszkiewicz, if I pronounce it correctly, all the way from Poland, and that's actually a very interesting build of Zoroark. As you see here, we're not seeing any Darmanitan, we're seeing a high amount of Munkidori, and as you all see here, there are a couple of Ogerpons in here. The Cornerstone can win yourself games against stuff like Gholdengo, and the Wellspring is in there just to use the SOP attack, so you can buy yourself some time and then set yourself up. A very cool archetype that we're going to be testing out today on the ranked ladder. If you guys are excited for it, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. It only takes one tiny second of our time, but does help out the channel tremendously, and we're going to try and explain this archetype as best as possible. We see also the Turbo Energize, which can really be helpful to set up a Cornerstone or just to set up a Zorua. In certain scenarios, you're also going to be using the TM evolution to, of course, get 2 Zoroarks in there instantly. We're going to be testing this out and see how good it actually is on the ranked ladder. As you all know, Zoroark is not an expensive card at all. Very purchasable at a reasonable price, and we also come back with the trade ability. Remember, all the way back in Shining Legends, Zoroark was at the top tables, and we did see at the World Championships over in Anaheim that two copies, or actually two Zoroark decks, were in the top 8. So it was a great meta pick altogether. Has a great time up against Gardevoir EX because of the type advantage, and we're gonna be seeing if we can win some games on the ranked ladder. So let's dive into it right away by, of course, checking out Zoroark in action, just going on the ranked ladder and see which opponents we will see. As always, go check out the sponsors. They made the content possible on the channel. DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. 5% off using the coupon ZAPDOS5. There's TC Evolutions for your damage counters and ability tokens. 10% off. PotownStore.com for your TCG Live code card needs. 5% off using the same coupon code. And CardMarket.com for European players, where you're able to buy as well as sell cards to people all across Europe. You can use the referral name ZAPDOSTCG to help support the channel. Okay, with that being said, we're up against an opponent that decides to go first. We are going second, so let's see how that goes. We lead up with Cornerstone. I wouldn't recommend leading up with a Phasandipity. Cornerstone can actually win games depending on the matchup, to be honest. And it looks like we're going to be up against Gholdengo. So it's the perfect candidate to start off. And we, of course, in this 60 are playing Air Balloon. If we're able to have Air Balloon and TM Energize as well, we can do some very funky things. We can also just manually set up, but it all comes down to what we actually draw. In this scenario, we're up against a Gimmighoul. We are going second, so technically we can go for Turbo Energize and set ourselves up with Zoroarks and all that. We do have Turo as a way to get one Pokemon removed from field, but Turbo Energize will be necessary because finding the fighting type energy is otherwise a little bit difficult. I know there's one Earthen Vessel in here, but I wonder if we're gonna have the time to just manually set up a Cornerstone. This 60 also comes back with some recovery in the form of Super Rod and Night Stretcher. So in the world, we can still Turbo Energize and then use an Energy Switch. That could also, Turbo Energize instantly. That actually is not too bad of an idea. Let's figure out what we can do here. We have the Turbo Energize, we have the Air Balloon. So technically, I will use the Artisan. The Artisan will allow us to get one Zorua. I could also, I'm not going to be a fan of like the Munkidori here, because if they are playing Scissor, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I'm just going to get out the Zorua. We have a switch in the 60 as well, and Air Balloon too. So the best plan of action is to just lead off with this. Get an energy onto the Zorua, give it a Turbo Energize, and the cool news here is that we can go for Arven. And the Arven will allow us to get, I would say Secret Box is a great option. That means we can get anything we want on top of going for an Air Balloon. And we're going to be keeping the Secret Box in hand, going for that Air Balloon here. And we're going to try and set ourselves up here. Retreat into the Zorua. And the funny fact is that now, because this deck is very well designed up against an archetype like this, we will be able to use Secret Box to then find stuff like Bosses, Orders in combination with Earthen Vessel, which I saw was in the 60. That's going to allow us to win this matchup quite easily. You also see that you don't want to get out any other Pokemon with abilities, because if you're doing that, you're actually helping the cause of a potential Scissor. This looks like a Togekiss archetype. I am not afraid of any of these guys. You should be a little bit afraid of something like a continuous coin toss Gimmighoul, but that's where the fun ends for the opponent, because And Zoroark has a very, very bad time up against Gholdengo, and people at World knew that. So they came prepared. In this example of Mateusz, he geniusly added in Cornerstone with the TM Energize build, and we saw that also the Marco Cifuentes from Chile also played Zoroark, but they opted to go for Toedscruel instead to have a better time up against any Gholdengo archetype out there. Okay, looks like I'm not seeing any threats at the moment because, as you all know, Cornerstone Ogerpon, or actually Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX cannot be damaged by anything that has an ability. So the thing we need to do is just set up Cornerstone, use, at this point, if they're knocking out a Zorua, we can simply go for a counter catcher, which is going to be really useful. And then I'm trying to focus on something like a Togepi, I suppose, because if they set up Togekiss, they can cheese out multiple prize cards sometimes. And Togekiss can also attack after 3 attachments. So we need to go after any Pokemon out there that might be able to damage our good friend Cornerstone. So as you see here, we're going to be seeing the full power of why Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon is in the 60, why TM Energize is in the 60, so it's already nice to showcase that in this first battle on the rank ladder. We have been playing quite a little bit of the decks from the World Championships. If there's any other deck out there you want to see, let me know in the comments section, because I'm always reading the comments section and you guys are really inspiring to let me know which decks you want to be seeing. As an example, people want to be seeing Zoroark in action, and that's exactly what I'm giving you. So yeah, at this point, I'm already knowing what I'm going to do. I'm going to counter catch the Togepi, and I'm going to knock that out quite convincingly with the help of our good friend, yeah, counter catch and an Earthen Vessel. Could slap down Pheasantipity, but that's a bad choice, because the only card that is able to damage us is like, I'm going to counter catch our Togepi. I'll go for the Arven, get myself the Earthen Vessel. And I could also get myself Turbo Energize, I suppose. I don't need it anymore, so I will actually just Earthen Vessel away the Turbo Energize. Don't need it anymore. I think 1 should be sufficient at this point. And we're going to be attaching 1 energy over here, and off we go to the races with Demolish. Next turn, we're going with Secret Box Boss. At this point, there also could be some threats of Monkey Dories, but we can slap down Monkey Dories of our own if we want to. The opponent still needs to take a whopping 5 prize cards. We still have access, if you count the deck correctly, in 3 copies of Bulbasaurus and a Palpat, so we will be able to gust around all of this shenanigans. Just make sure that you're knocking out Pokemon that are being one-shotted instantly, because yeah, at this point, if there's damage on the field, there could be a potential Monkey Dory coming. But I haven't seen like the Togekiss builds in combination with Monkey Dory. That's a little bit much. Maybe sometimes there's also Picnic Bats. Okay, there is the 1 prize Gholdengo. Also, something we need to worry about here. Cool thing is their Artisan is still alive. You can slap down Artisan, get the Monkey Dory set up and heal, because this Pokemon is actually slapping 120, which is able to actually 2-shot us. So we will need, there's Coin Bonus, they need to set up another Gimme Ghoul as well here. So that's definitely a tricky situation. At this point, the Strike It Rich Gholdengo only slaps, yeah, there's only 120 damage. I don't mind this in the slightest. At this point, I don't think this is the main threat here. I could just knock it out and be done with it, I suppose. I could also try and heal off a little bit. So we're going to go Artisan, getting ourselves a Monkey Dory, so we can start healing our board. So we're going to give a Darkness Energy onto this guy. Going to be going for the Monkey Dory action. There's a world where we can actually E-switch and do it twice, if we want to. Yeah, we can actually go and get another Monkey Dory set up, so we can heal 2 of them at the same time. We can get Secret Box, Nest Ball. It's fine. I think this is fine. Just knocking out the main Gholdengo in the active position. And there's that. I didn't see any other Gimme Ghouls, otherwise they could have like went for the attack once again. At this point, if I see another Gimme Ghoul, I have to go after it. If not, yeah, we're gonna have to slap down another Monkey Dory to heal, because if they're slapping 120, they still knock us out. So we need like use the double Monkey Dory here. Luckily, we have access to Artisan. They could overlap that if they have Levincia. Okay, they have a Monkey Dory of their own, so that is quite annoying. That means we will need to actually use Monkey Dory in combination with Monkey Dory again, because they're going to put 30 on us, and that means we need Monkey Dory, attachment, E-switch, and all that. in combination with gusting up a Gimmighoul, because currently there's one Gimmighoul in the discard pile. I have to go after this Munkidori as well, because that can also use Mind Bands to confuse us, which is also quite annoying. I wonder what they're gonna do though. So they technically can go after this Munkidori. This is still going back and forth, I suppose. We still have taken a lot of prize cards already. So that's why, like, using Munkidori here, I probably should have done it on the active position. Because Munkidori is quite troublesome, because they're going to put 30 back on us, they're going to knock us out, and we're going to have to put all the damage that we acquired all the way onto the active position, but that means we cannot knock it out, which is definitely troublesome. I wonder what they're going to do here. They will need to play some sort of a gusting card to knock out our Munkidori here, and also need to slap down a Gimmighoul, I suppose. So this match can still go either way. Luckily, this 60 is also playing Bloodmoon, and that means we can end the Bloodmoon to by knocking out Phasantipiti or Genesect. So we have a little bit of time here before stuff happens. There's going to be a Cypher Maniac. That means they might have Counter Catcher and Night Stretcher. Okay, they're not doing anything. Okay, that is very peculiar. We have double Munkidori here, which can technically heal 60, which is kind of huge. 60 is still not enough quite yet to do a lot of this stuff. I will have to go for, I would say, a secret box. I'll get rid of this. The Fez could help in the long run. I'll get rid of this, and I'll get rid of, I would say, an Arven. Let's go. And then I will actually go for Boss's Orders. What else might we need? Energy Switch is also pretty good. And yes, Energy Switch, the card I really need. Don't think so. They're switched, and just in case I get, like, demolished by the monkey. Yeah, this is fine, I suppose. I'll just take these. And I also have access to another tool card as well, so let's just take these. I can set up multiple Munkidoris here if I want. I can also knock out Phasantipiti, but this one will probably confuse me, which is quite annoying. So I will boss the monkey. I will actually go for an Adrenabrain from the damage from myself, and actually we'll put it on the active, so there's no more damage on their side of the field. I could Munkidori again. I don't know if there's gonna be like a Gimmighoul out of nowhere. Torton is no longer in the format, so I don't need to worry about it in the slightest, but as the opponent still needs to take a lot of prize cards, it's actually not bad going for an E-switch here if I want to, but I think I'll just leave it as it is. Just a 140 seems to be sufficient here. If there's any other attacker that can emerge out of nowhere, I'd be very surprised by that, but currently, as I see it, I don't think so. We have Munkidori, we have Energy, we have a huge amount of cards in hand. And this is still a situation where if the opponent just knocks out one of the Pokemon, we have Bloodmoon for the late game as well. Okay. Let's see what's gonna happen here. There's a boss, so they are going after Munkidori. At one point, Munkidori will return on the opponent's side of the field. They will knock this out. We can easily slap down another Munkidori, heal 60, heal 30 again. And the only thing we need to focus, they have Thuros as well, so we need to focus on them having like no regular Gimmighoul. They're just gonna make it rain, knock it out for like 30 damage. Actually, yeah, for 3 energies they're knocking it out, so it's kind of like the long run. They get rid of that. Well, let's go. Now we can heal off this Cornerstone quite easily. So at this point, we have Monkey. Okay, we have the Stretcher as well, which is kind of crazy. Okay, first of all, Artisan gets... Yeah, all of these are irrelevant. I could set up a Zoroark. There's sub potentials as well. There's Turo. So at this point, I will just safely go for Stretcher, get out Monkey. 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 Attachment. Then Adrenabrain. I'm gonna be putting it all on the active Pokemon. I'm gonna be going for an Energy Switch. Let's go. Going for another Adrenabrain. Like that. And at this point, I'm fine with all of this. I technically could get our Boss's Orders back, which is actually not bad of an idea. Let's just get Boss and Arven back in the deck. And let's go with more Demolish. Okay, in our 60 there is still enough darkness energies, so we can still get away with double monkey. Depends on what they are doing here, because they still have stretchers, right? So at this point, they will need like stretcher, a darkness energy on the monkey once again. They still have 4 prize cards. Yeah, you just concede. This is a board state that is looking very hard to penetrate because the Cornerstone cannot be attacked by anything that has abilities. So yeah, Monkey Dory sometimes can do a little bit of the work, but if you don't overbench, you should be getting away with healing off your Cornerstone time and time again. So that was the first battle, showcasing exactly why the Cornerstone is in this 60. So that's the strategy if you're up against any Gholdengo out there. That's the only thing you need to do is set up Cornerstone and gust after the Pokemon that could potentially be threats. Like the one prize Gholdengo is actually very scary. If they would play it perfectly, they would like set up Gimme Ghouls, and then we have to go after Gimme Ghouls, because if you go back to back, strike it back with the one prize Gholdengo, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So that's why the Monkey Dories are very important in that scenario. And with Energy Switch, you can definitely get them activated time and time again. Alright, next opponent. And hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. We're going to be uploading a lot of gameplay on the channel. I'm preparing myself for the new season as well. And on Sunday, I'll be playing my first local event in like 5 months or something. So it's going to be very interesting. Again, we start with the Cornerstone. Don't lead with Pheasantipity. There's Turo in the 60, but Cornerstone can, if you up against the correct matchup, can you win your games? And this scenario, I think I'm going to be up against Charizard, right? This is also where Cornerstone really shines. I could activate the Artisan, but that's going to help the opponent out. In this scenario, I could get away with the Secret Box. Oh, giving the opponent access to like Duskull seems very, very scary. I'm just gonna, but they could also go for Budu, which is also very, very scary. What is the best plan of action? Artisan, Secret Box, I suppose. I'll get rid of these. Secret Box raw in hand always feels nice, right? Let's get rid of these. I'm gonna get myself the Buddy Puffin. I'll get myself, I think, Turbo Energize is a nice strategy, but I could also lead off with Zoroark to start attacking. And Zoroark has a lot of hit points. We need to go after all of these low HP Pokemon. Charizard needs to attack us, so I think the best plan of action, maybe TM Energize, is also not bad. We don't have an Ultra Ball currently in hand, but I could go for the supporter of choice, meaning a big old Iono. Then I will also grab myself Air Balloon and this one. Let's go. With that being said, let's go Buddy Puffin, get out 2 Zoruas. Let's see what is in the 60 we have. And Reshiram, we could also trap the Pidgey with the Wellspring, but as soon as it evolves, it's a little bit scary. We don't have their Manatan, so I think the best plan of action is going with this strategy. Attachment onto this guy. Proactively putting the Air Balloon onto the Cornerstone. I don't know if they're playing Jamming Tower, but we have Artisan to instantly play that. But I'm not going to help the opponent out quite yet. We're going to be playing it safe, then go for an Iono, get Zoroarks out, and the Artisan could allow us to then get an Reshiram to start actually attacking. Because if we get damaged, we just need to go focus on the Duskulls, right? Okay, I'm completely wrong. We're up against Greninja EX. Greninja EX, Cornerstone is useless against that matchup, so that is very scary. We can still, yeah, they hit for weakness, right? They're slapping 170 for 1 energy, so that means we're totally cooked. How are we gonna fix this? How are we gonna fix this? Is the worst matchup I could ever imagine, because the Greninja out there, okay, they're also playing this Zorua. They're gonna go for a Cleffa, I suppose. Yeah, this is very bad. Is there, we can trap them with Sop. Maybe that's our win condition in this scenario. Sop the Cleffa. I don't know if they have Turo or anything, and then try and do it again. Ugh. Yeah, not great. Definitely not great. Luckily, we do have access to Zoroark. But Zoroark will be instantly punished by the attack of a Greninja EX. So I don't know how we can win this battle. I don't know. We can try and trap all these Pokemon. They're playing Darkness Energies as well. Trapping Pidgeys. I don't know if trapping Pidgeys is the answer. Yeah, how do we go with this? How do we... This guy... Oh yeah, No, I always thought we were weak to fighting. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. I think we're in a great position. I was completely wrong. I was completely wrong. So I'm actually just gonna get rid of that fighting energy. I was so confused with the fact that Zoroark could be like weak to. Yeah, this is better. This is better than I imagined. So we are not weak to Greninja. Okay, then everything is fine, I suppose. Let's retreat. We can knock this guy out. Let ourselves get damaged. We can Ultra Ball as well. Retreat there. Nuzball. I need this guy. I technically could get another Pokemon out. I think they're gonna focus on one of these attackers. Yeah, they're just gonna knock it out. That's fine. Yeah, we are not weak to Greninja. Okay, fine. Let's go. The Ferocious Flame. And there's that. So if a Greninja actually attacks us for 170, we can hit back for like a bazillion amount of damage, which is awesome. Okay. Scratch the mindset of Zoroark being weak to fighting. I'm still in the Shining Legend days where Zoroark was weak to fighting. Now it is weak to grass. So all the Darkness type Pokemon, think about Roaring Moon and all that, all weak to grass. So for one tiny little second I was afraid, but stick a little closer at the weakness here. It is grass. Awesome. Let's see what this Greninja deck has to offer. We most likely will get damaged with the Ninja Blade. They can also go after a Zorua, knock that out as a one-prize Pokemon, but that's not going to be bothering us all too much. Our limit on our damage output is, of course, 170. Note to self, if we get damaged, we have monkeys and all that. Are they going to paralyze us? No, that's not even that. Let's try bouncing. Try bouncing with the Froakie. Okay, they're going to evolve it. Rare Candy is coming. We have access to an Arven. I did not play it quite yet. I think this was sufficient as it is. Oh, TM Evo? Okay, Counter Catcher. Who's it gonna be? Luckily, we did go for... did not play the Arven quite yet. That means we can have access to the E-Switch. Perfect. Yeah, if we evolve everything, their only shot is to actually go after the Ends Reshiram time and time again. But there's enough Pokemon on the bench that we can put... Okay, an unfair stamp. Sure. That is bad. If we don't draw into Arven, we're kind of cooked. We already utilized our air balloon here. Okay, that is very genius of the opponent. Frogadier. Oh, they can actually evolve into Pidgeot EX as well as Greninja EX if they want to. Yeah, this one is a bench hitter that we need to like Turo away. We can draw into Turo, we can draw into Arven, we can draw into Energy and E-Switch, I suppose, but it's not really what we want. There's no Ents Castle in here. This guy is scary with the Mirage Barrage, 120 to 2 targets. Okay, there is the Turo. This is the perfect example here. Counter Catcher most likely will not be useful, so I will get rid of it. Yeah, it's gonna have to be the Turo, picking it up, and slapping it down again. What? You find the Turo? We had the Turo already. Here you go. Ferocious Flame. At one point, they will have to damage our Zoroarks. They can like keep using counter catchers and balls, I suppose, but they did burn one counter catcher already. Didn't work out too much. Their unfair stamp. They can do 120 to 2 targets, I suppose, but that doesn't knock out Ends Reshiram. The 170. Yeah, Greninja doesn't have an ability, so this one is a set and duck. I wish I would have been able to Turo away this guy. But it cannot get damaged with the Mirage Barrage, so they don't need to attack it twice. Maybe they're playing max... No, they cannot play Maximum Belt, as they did play Unfair Stamp already. So we're in a situation where we're really utilizing the pure force of a Zoroark, but the problem is the opponent can always find Gust with Pidgeot EX. So we will need to let the Pokemon on the bench get knocked out, but we always need a backup Reshiram, which is very annoying. Pidgeotto, number 2. We can Sop to buy time, but they most likely play Turo. We have a Blood Moon for the late game. Bloodmoon, Phasandipity is our last 2 prizes, so there's another counter catcher. Goodbye and Reshiram, which is a good thing, I suppose. That's the second counter catcher. They most likely play 2 copies of Bossasaurus as well. Yeah, if we just damage the Greninja, it's also great, right? They can always get 1 card from the deck in the hand. If we find something like Iono, we can put that on the bottom of the deck, which is awesome. Goodbye, ends Reshiram. Okay, let's always promote the one with free retreat. There's no jamming tower around, so that's nice. Super Rod can instantly get that back. We're gonna trade away the Turbo Energize. There is an Artisan, so that's actually the easiest route, is if we just Super Rod and we add this one in. I don't think we need the Fighting type energy, although the Fighting type energy could be nice to just initiate the attack with a Blood Moon. I guess we can just shuffle it in. We go for Artisan, get the Reshiram back again, and then retreat. And start swinging. We can boss, we can slap 170. Slapping 170 here is nice because I don't see any other attacker on their field, and we have the boss for next turn. So it's gonna be the Ferocious Flame again. And maybe they're gonna say, oh, they super rotted back in the Ends Reshiram. That means their other Ends Reshiram might be priced. I want to give the opponent the impression that that is the case, so that they're gonna go after this one. Meaning we can just Artisan the other one back on the field and finish with the Greninja, and then leave in the late game with the Bloodmoon Ursaluna. Okay, the 120 to 2 targets is an option. They can put 120 there, 120 there. That means they're taking 1 prize card and this one is damaged. And that doesn't matter, to be honest, because we have the Bloodmoon. But the Bloodmoon is weak to fighting, so we need to perfectly time that one. There's also this and Reshiram. Actually, this Zoroark, which can copy and paste the attack, but there's nothing that they can do with that. They have Mind Jack, I suppose. 30 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. We don't have that many bench Pokemon. If we knock this guy out, the only thing that could bother us is Phasandipity. And if they knock this guy out, at one point they will knock this guy out as well. And that means we can launch with the fantastic Bloodmoon. They still don't know we have Bloodmoon at our arsenal. Munkidori is also part of the situation. I think in this scenario, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to happen, because I want them to take prizes, otherwise it's going to be way more difficult to activate our Bloodmoon. They can still Turo up the Phasandipity, and that's going to be very scary. They can still fetch it with the Pidgeot EX, by the way. Okay, how do we go about this? We go again Artisan first. They're slapping 120. There's gonna be 170. So I need to like use Munkidori twice. If I am able to use, I have Munkidori. We have another Munkidori. We have an Arven in hand. Okay. They can still boss if they want to. But at one point, if they're taking prize cards, Bloodmoon is gonna strike. So I will focus on the double Munkidori play with... Oh, there's no energy switch. Dang. Okay, no energy switch. That is quite annoying. They also have a low amount of hit points, so if I slap that down, that's gonna be quite troublesome. With that being said, we have the trait ability. Yeah, the fighting energy is in hand. I don't have to activate and knock that out instantly, so I will try to focus on... I think another Zorua is not bad. We also have access to Munkidori, by the way. That could be really, really useful to the Phasandipity attack, so I will go trade. Get rid of this. Okay, there is an Iono. And we can also slap down Munkidori here. Okay. That is cool. Currently nothing else I would need. I could get Earthen Vessel, I suppose, and then save my situation for later. Urban? Take down... Do we have any energies? No, that was actually a silly idea. I think don't have what it takes currently. We have Ends PP up. That's about it. Not exactly what I was looking for. But if they knock us out, they most likely will go for an Iono here, which is very, very, very scary. I don't need the Turbo Energize any longer. I'll just slap it down here and go like that. Yeah, that's probably the only thing I'm going to be focusing on currently. Let's go for the crazy, powerful Rage for 240. Could have also focused the 240 on another target, but at this point, they will need a lot. Okay. How do we continue on here? We need, if I'm being honest, they're gonna knock us out, and then we need to evolve Zoroark. The rest is still fine unless they're playing Vitality Band. We need to either gust up Pheasantipity with Bloodmoon if they're knocking out our End Zoroark. We have Pheasantipity, we have End Zoroark. Yeah. Still 2 copies of Bulbasaurus left in the deck. Munkidori's did absolutely nothing here. Maybe I should have not slapped that down, but on the other hand, it might help. Double Pidgeot EX. Okay. 2 TM Evos. They have not used any rare candy quite yet. They might also play Bloodmoon, and then we're in trouble. Because if they now knock this guy out, they can Bloodmoon this one later. But now, Bloodmoon cannot attack this because of the ability. Yeah, sure. Very wacky deck. We have 4 Pokemon on the field. That means they're slapping 120 with the End Zoroark as well on the bench. They most likely will Iono here. And then we're in a lot of trouble because we have a very crazy amount of supporters in our hand. That we need Boss and Energy Nuzball. It's very hard to pull off. If we get one Zoroark, they have the Bloodmoon. Okay. Bloodmoon, attack, and Iono? Is that the play? These are all one-price Pokemon, I would say. So, whatever they decide to do, they still need, I think, 2 attacks in order to win this game. If we're not able to evolve to End Zoroark EX, that's going to be very, very bad. Our hand, they need to use Iono here, 100%. They have the Pidgeot EX, so it's still going back to back. We also have the Ends PP up, which could have been helpful, but at this point, I would rather have it on the bottom of the deck. Okay, there's the Bloodmoon. And an Arven. Okay, we keep our entire hand. Insane. Why is that insane? I'm gonna tell you. We have access to Boss. The only thing we need is a Nuzball, right? Also have Ends PP up, so I suppose... Yeah, there's the Bloodmoon attack. That's it. They might have E-Switch and Ignition Energy, right? Interesting. They still need 2 more prizes, so that's good. Okay, first things first, evolve into this guy. So the attack of the E-Switch shenanigans no longer works. We can Iono them to a low hand size. We're equal in price trade, so that's not gonna work. We can go for an Ends PP up. Let's go. Right here. Done. Is there any card we want? Artisan. There's double Munkidori, which we don't want to see. We can trap the Wellspring in combination with an Iono, so they're forced to go for Turo. That's definitely an option. Boss's Orders is here. Nuzball is there. Yeah, let's see what End Zoroark is having in store for us. Let's go. Okay, we do have a Darkness Energy, but we don't have anything else. I could technically, we have Balls in hand, but they will need to use Turo here, right? Because if we Iono them to a low hand size, they might not have anything. So I will proactively use an Iono before it. Let's go. Okay, there is the Nuzball for the Bloodmoon, which is awesome. Let's retreat. Here, I'm not gonna slap down Pheasantipity, that could be a loose condition. And now we're gonna be going for Night Joker. Yeah, the Ferocious Flame activation. So what's gonna happen now? They will need a combination of Turo... Now, Counter Catcher no longer works. They cannot, like, they need to switch. Vitality Band. Ignition Energy, E-Switch. That's too much. We did Iono them to a low hand size. It's too much for them to win from this board state. They can still gust up one of these Pokemon. But if they gust, they cannot get their Bloodmoon out of the active position. At least that's what I hope. That's what I hope. They can still, like, try and trap and Reshiram, but they're not progressing their board state with that. And we have draw power because of trait. If they attack us, we can one-shot anything in the game. Yo, crazy game with Zoroark EX. What are they gonna do? They have double Pidgeot EX. They can only get one card. We have the Nestball in hand. If they want to, like, knock out a one-price Pokemon, we have Nestball for Fast. Okay, there is the Turo. There is the Turo. We still come back with Nestball, so that means we need Energy and Bloodmoon to finish it all off. They cannot attack us with Bloodmoon, because otherwise they're knocked out. You see how that goes. The Turo also discarded the Energy, which is great. You can slap down Bloodmoon again if they want to. We can also trap something because they now burned their Turo. That means we can also use Wellspring to trap a Pokemon until we're ready to strike. So, lots of options currently. I know there is a card on the bottom of the deck which is Boss. So the best plan of action would be like to Artisan, reshuffle the deck, and go from there. They are promoting this Zoroark, which can slap for, I would say, 90. Okay, nothing. Nothing happening. We have a Stretcher, which is an Energy. So the only thing that is missing out currently is the boss's orders. We can Artisan. Not taking anything. There's 3 copies of Boss in there. 3 copies is a lot. I don't know if they have no energies on board, so the problem is not too bad to slap down an additional Pokemon. They can slap for 120, which I don't mind. Tinning is winning. Tinning is winning, yeah. Let's go with that. And maybe, just maybe, we find Boss's orders. Yeah, there we go. Exactly as planned. Here is the Bloodmoon. Ready to strike with the... Yeah, it's always eating up Pheasantippities. It's been like that since the break of dawn. Yeah, let's go. Didn't even attack with the Fighting Energy. We're gonna be retreating the Zoroark. It has done its duty. And the Fez will go away. So the cool thing is that they had to, like, Turo up their Bloodmoon. And that means they cannot Turo up their Pheasantipity. Well, let's go. So a dub for the Zoroark deck, so there's a lot of depth behind it. I have not used my Monkey Dories all too well, but it is capable of doing a lot of stuff. And with the Monkey Dories, the Ferocious Flame of 170 can all the way add to, like, way more damage. Okay, it's time for more games with Zoroark EX, but before we do so, a quick word from one of our sponsors. Level up your game with TC Evolutions. Breathtaking damage counters, special condition tokens, and ability markers. Precision, style, power. Use coupon ZapDosTCG for 10% off, only at TC Evolutions. Alright, we are still searching for a match. Again, big shout out, huge shout out to Mateusz Łaszkiewicz. Also, there was another player, Bartosz Bialek from, I think it was also Poland, if I'm not mistaken. They're playing the exact 60, and he got 100 at the World Championships. So this deck is very, very solid. Okay, next opponent, and yeah, very cool to see. Like the first game against Gholdengo, we played very differently. I think always going second, definitely with TM Energize, TM Evolution, Arven situations. You want to be going secondly most of the time. Okay, leading off with a very strong hand, one of the best opening hands I've seen in a while. Okay, Charizard. Thing to note against Charizard, Cornerstone is great, but it's not the answer because of the fact that Dusknoir is around. We can still charge up a Cornerstone if we would like to, but it all comes down to if they can actually get their complete situation going. I don't know, there's not going to be a Pokemon card in their 60 that's going to trap us, at least not that I think of. So I will actually Earth and Vessel away my Turo, And that means I can safely go Buddy Buddy Poffin and do all the rest. They have 6 cards in hand. I don't know if they're very great ones. We have Arven, so we can TM Evolution 2 and Zoroarks out instantly. Or we can power up. I don't see any TM Evolution already. Okay. Buddy Buddy Poffin. Double Zoroarks. I don't know if I need to get double Zoroarks out in this matchup. Because at one point they will be able to KO us, right? Ugh. I think Cornerstone is also priced, so screw that strategy. Hahaha. Okay, fine. Let's focus on this, I suppose. Turo is great to undo damage, but I don't want to undo damage at all. Instead, I'll just I'll go with this. 2 of these energies, and yeah, I will just get out my Zoroarks, right? We have Monkey Dories, which can be very useful in this situation as well. An attachment here. Turbo Energize. Actually, TM Evolution here. And do I need anything else? I can Arven again. And the Arven could allow me to get Buddy Buddy Poffin again, so we have a better field. But I could also use the go for counter catches, right? Interesting. But yeah, we have draw power regardless. I'm gonna go for Arven. Get the Nazball. Oh, the secret box is also very, very appealing. Air Balloon. Yeah, I'm just gonna take it. Is there any other Buddy Buddy Poffin shenanigans out there? Yeah, we can get another Zorua out, but there's only 3 Zoroarks in deck, so I will focus on this. We do have the Air Balloon, so it doesn't matter too much. I'll use this to find End's Reshiram, so we don't need to waste any other situations on that. And I could put an Air Balloon on here. Not too sure they have Balsasaurus or not, but yeah, let's go for evolution first. It's time to evolve into double Zoroarks. Zoroark number 1. Zoroark number 2. What is this? 2017 Shining Legends action. So double Zoroark. We have draw power. We have attack capabilities. We don't need to one-shot because if they attack us, oh, they have the candy already. Insane. Okay, it's for the Pidgeot. It's for the Pidgeot. Will they have like Charizard as well? That would be. Oh, the Dusknoir goes away. That would be very, very crazy. We do have NSPP up, energy, and NSP. Yeah, depends on what they have. We have a very strong hand to actually respond to what they're doing. Because that means we can attack with, but they can always gust, and that's the problem, right? Probably playing 3 copies of Boss's Orders. Okay, the Charizard, they're gonna be the first person to attack that aggressively. We don't play any TM Devolution. Our Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon is also in the prizes, so quite difficult to handle here. Definitely like turn 2 with all that. Also, our NSPP up is gone, and our Air Balloon is gone as well. Maybe I should have proactively put an Air Balloon right there. But yeah, we have the secret box. It does not matter. Okay, what are they gonna do? Attack with Zard. Did burn our Turo, unfortunately. This is a nice target to actually put my Monkey Dory action upon, but the attachment of the turns will be very hard to deal with. Okay, they're gonna retreat, and they're gonna go with the Itchy Pull. Okay. Okay. What do we do here? What do we do here? We have Monkey Dory capabilities. That is an option. I'm gonna trade away some cards first to see what we have access to. These are not the cards I want. I can Turbo Energize, I suppose. And I can get tons of energies on our field. And if there's tons of energies on our field, we can take multiple KOs at one point. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Now, this is a huge, huge field. Turbo Energize seems pretty nice, though. Will I... they're gonna try and slow us down, right? But I don't mind. I'll just attach an energy here. I'll go for an Arven. Go for Turbo Energize. And I will also take... there's an NSPP up, which is not gonna be mattering at this point. I think if I show Counter Catcher, I want them to knock us out, which means they might not knock us out in the first place, right? Funky business. Okay, let's take these. Put the Turbo Energize here. And let's focus on Turbo Energizing. Let's go. Okay, with energies on our field, and PP up, and Secret Box, and Counter Catcher, there's definitely a world where we can do something. Definitely because at one point, this can get us an additional prize card because of the Monkey Dory business. They did slow us down. I could have gone for an Iona and tried to like dig for an Zoro, but there was only one left in deck, and if I didn't draw it, and even like knocking this guy out, they would open the door to Counter Catchers and more damage output, so we need to like play it a little bit slower than we would imagine. Okay, a bunch of Duskulls. We need to like go after these first. There is a Jacques, Dusclops, Dusknoir. We can Iono and Counter Catch. It all depends on what they are doing. Ichipollen. Okay, that's fine. That is totally fine. They can like blow this one up. I don't mind at all. So, with that being said, I will retreat. Right here. Let's go. Should I retreat? I could keep an energy on this guy as well with Air Balloon, right? If I find Air Balloon. Interesting. Yeah, that's gonna have to go for the trade. Get rid of this. There is an Artisan, which is a very great card. I will... These are all very great cards. I will just retreat. I will just boss up. It's the only thing I can do is boss up the Duskull. I could draw some more cards here. Like, I will not need Artisan because I'm drawing so many cards. Let's go. Artisan again. Sure. We will retreat. Push this up front. Attaches over here. We have energy switches and all that. And nice stretchers as well. So the plan of action... yeah, let's just go for the Ferocious Flame for 340. They most likely will blow up a Duskull, right? Yeah. They can still not knock us out unless they go for a one-shot. I can knock out the Budu because of E-Switch. At this moment, they're doing 210, which means they would need an additional rare candy. Note to self that they already burned 2 rare candies. I know they have like access to quick search. It's probably gonna be Oyvind's list from Worlds as well. So Zard and Zoroark both getting really popular. That makes me think that yeah, Gardevoir will be in a bad position, even though Gardevoir won Worlds. Okay, they're getting more of these Duskulls up and ready to go. I wonder what's gonna happen here. They need to somehow attack me. If they one-shot us, it's gonna be troublesome. I know I can evolve into Zoroark. This has... These Duskulls are annoying. I wonder what they're gonna do here. Yeah, we're now ahead in the price, right? They're gonna swing with Zard. We can one-shot with Zard. And we can get rid... Like, Counter Catcher who? No, not my Zoroark. And the Reshiram, please. Take that one. I know you want him. There's a debate going around. They're going after the 40 damage of the Zoroark. Would have been useful. Would have been really useful. Now I need to like go after this guy again. They're going Jock again. Yeah, this is definitely scary because I don't know if they're like 2 rare candy sprites or these Duskulls need to go. At one point, if we take down a Duskull, that's not the end of the world, but they will be able to one-shot us, which is very scary. Turo is also gone. We cannot take prize cards here. So we need to go after other attackers, right? The Palpatine, the boss again. Boss and Turo can return. Boss and Turo, and we can lead with Cornerstone, right? So if they go 2 prize, we can Turo 1 away and then lead with Cornerstone. Because they did burn Super Alt already, rare candies already. Okay, what do we do? Trade. We can boss this guy again, but then they're slapping 240, which means they can knock us out with a Dusknoir. Ugh, we don't want that happening. But we also want to take prizes, right? If we knock this guy out, we will take an easy cheeky prize card that way. They need to like Dusknoir. Ugh. It seems very, very, very scary. Whatever I do. Trade? Whatever I knock out, it's bad. What to do? Do we boss the Dusclops again? Probably. And hope they're gonna give us prize cards, right? At one point. But if we have taken too much prize cards, it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna have to boss this. Maybe the candy is prized. There's E-switch capabilities with the Monkey Dory. Maybe we are in luck and we find our Cornerstone. If we have Cornerstone here, there's definitely gonna be something that could happen. I don't see any Charmanders anywhere. Come on, Cornerstone, where are you at? Is this you? Fighting energy, at least we need that to attack with Cornerstone, but yeah. They can blow us up and go for... They can actually knock us out with Maximum Belt now, right? And if they keep on one-shotting us, we're in trouble. Depends on what ace pack they're playing, right? There's Dusclops again. Maybe I should have not... But it would have not mattered, right? Because they can blow up 2 Dusclops and then one-shot us. Burst Blast. Ow. Come on, Cornerstone. It's time to shine. Where are you at? Phasodifity, no. Arven, Maximum Bell, one shot. Yeah, there's nothing we can do at this point. We need to take 3 prizes. Air Balloon, maybe Maximum Bell is prized. Maybe? Yeah, they're still one-shotting us regardless. All these Duskulls go back again as well. And they might play Defiance Band, so... we were not able to use Monkey Dory. If they would have left the 40 damage on here, we could have gotten a cheeky prize card on the Budu. And the 40 damage could have also meant we can Blood Moon these guys. Oh, yeah. What now? 2 Duskulls return again with the double Super Rod. With Pidgeot being out, like the turn 2 of them that they had was just incredible. Let's imagine here. What do we need to go after? They 100% have Dusclops, which means we get knocked out. Okay, which means if they one-shot us, they can like Dusknoir, right? Let's see. What is the best plan of action? If I had Cornerstone, it would be fantastic, but we don't. We can sure. Artisan is not gonna do anything. All of our Zoruas are in there. Bloodmoon. Yeah, if I just put this over here and the Dusclops, everything is knocked out. So I need to like, at this point, they can still do that on the end Reshiram if they have candy. Have to like trade. Yeah, these Monkey Dory is not gonna be too useful. Maybe I go for an Iono play, right? Go with this. Go with this. Yeah, there's so many great things that can happen. I can stretch her, but the problem is that if they blow this one up with a Dusknoir, I'm done for. But maybe they will not have candy Dusknoir with an Iono to 3. That's what we need to hope for. And then maybe we can draw back up, but the stretchers is something we need because we don't have enough energies left. But we have E-switch as well, so... Stretcher into Zorua. Zorua. And then... Could also put Fast down. At this point it will not matter, they're slapping 270 regardless. So if they're blowing something up, they lose. And we can go Iono them to only a low amount of cards. So they can now have Candy Dusknoir. Because if they have that, we're cooked. Yeah, it's gonna have to be flipping the script here. Cornerstone is also still a solution, by the way. I don't know if they have Turo. They most likely have Turo, but let's focus on this. Ferocious Flame. They're technically slapping 270. If they have the maximum belt, they one-shot us. And then it's all over, right? Because they can blow up a Dusknoir. Well, they can no longer blow up a Dusknoir if we come with a Bloodmoon. And then there's no Charmander on the field. And then we can go to sudden death. Well, I don't know. They probably... Now, there's Jacques. I'm toast. Where's my Cornerstone? I need it. I need it in this matchup. Double Dusknoir. How many candies do they have? Like, they have raw candy in hand. Insane. That's a high amount of Jacques. And that's game. They can blow up the Reshiram and knock us out. Wow, close game. Very close game with the ends. Zoroark up against Charizard. Note to self, the Cornerstone is a very great Pokemon. Did I got it from this one? Still nothing. Insane. I would have get knocked out by the maximum belt regardless, I suppose. Even if they play that. They're slapping 300 now, so it is all over. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video of the End Zoroark deck. If you enjoyed it, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Helps out in many ways to support the channel. I'm forever grateful if you would do so. And let me know in the comment section which deck you want to be seeing up next. I have had a blast with End Zoroark. Is it going to be very popular at the upcoming regionals? Maybe. It's very strong, has a lot of options. And I'm very curious. If the opponent has like turn 2, Pidgeot, Charizard and all that, it's a little bit more difficult, but nothing less. It's a very solid deck. So big shout out again to Mateusz. And also go check out the sponsors. They made the content possible on the channel. DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Use the coupon ZABLOS5 and get 5% off everything on the website. TC Evolutions for your damage counters and ability tokens. 10% off. Use the coupon ZABLOSTCG. BoattownStore.com for your TCG Live code card needs. Use the same coupon for 5% off, and CardMarket.com for European players where you're able to buy as well as sell cards to people all across Europe. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG epicness. Peace.